Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and good morning. Hi everyone. I am Dr. Abdul Rashid bin Abdul Aziz from University Science Islam Malaysia. Today, I would like to present my paper entitled Exploring the Stress Towards Self-Adjustment Among International Students, a Qualitative Study. Okay, now let's me continue with the outline. Let's go through the outline of this presentation. So basically, this presentation will touch on the introduction, followed by problem statement, literature review, methodology, result and discussion, as well as conclusion. I will start with the introduction. As we know, higher education in Malaysia has grown rapidly. According to Cheng et al., Malaysia has become the destination of choice for international students to further their education. Based on the higher education statistic, 170,898 international students were enrolled in Institute of Higher Education in Malaysia. Most of them coming from the country such as Bangladesh, China, Nigeria, Indonesia, and many more. The number has grown and anticipated to increase by the year 2020. The increment was in line with the government's mission in making Malaysia as a center of excellence in higher education. According to Chowdaha and Chang, as well as Lam, Malaysia should take an example of United States of America, which is well known as international student destination for education. To make all of us more clear regarding the paper that I discussed today, let's familiarize ourselves with these two terms. Stress can be referred as a physical response to changes that require mental, physical, and emotional adjustment, while adjustment generally means the act or process of adjusting to oneself or one's environment. Let's move to the problem statement. The significant rise in international student admission has led to an increase in issues related to student stress and self-adjustment while studying in Malaysia universities. According to Nelson et al. 2008, life in campus can be stressful for any student, but for international students, this stress is often multiplied. While Ditchman 2014 said, most universities offer services for international students just based on the assumption about their needs. Therefore, exploring the potential stressor and understanding the adjustment process among international students is vital to attain the best possible learning and living experiences throughout their stay in Malaysia. There were several studies investigated regarding this matter. A quantitative survey by Susila and Puvaikarasi 2011 identified the adjustment problem faced by the international student such as academic adjustment, religion adjustment, personal adjustment, financial adjustment, and language adjustment. In contrary, study conducted by Gebat 2012 revealed a different finding, which is the result found that the international student face academic issue, social interaction, as well as emotional control. Thus, they use behavior coping skills in dealing with the adjustment issue. The recent study by Sabaria and Siti Khadijah 2017 about the acculturation stress experienced by the international student found that the negative perception of the society in new culture, discrimination, education system, language barrier, homesickness, and loneliness were the main problem faced by the international student. This study used a qualitative research method where sampling gained from 5 postgraduate international students in one public university. The study instrument used were semi-structured and in-depth face-to-face interview, where the data later analyzed by the thematic analysis. We move on the result analysis and discussion in this study. Analysis of the data revealed 5 major themes capturing the involved stressor of participants' self-adjustment in this study. The themes were classified as academic stressor, financial stressor, psychological stressor, language stressor, as well as sociocultural stressor. Each of the themes are further elaborated in details through the identifications of the sub-themes as shown in the table. According to the themes emerged, let's go through one by one what are the stressors involved in details. The first academic stressor are teaching and learning approaches with English language. Several students stated that they had experienced difficulty in their teaching and learning in view of low proficiency in English language. The lack of English proficiency causing most of the participants involved to have difficulty in understanding class content, participating in class activities, and communicating effectively with lecturers as well as other students. Besides that, they also have to spend extra time in accomplishing readings and homework assignment. This finding was consistent with previous study conducted by Ahrari et al. 2019. The second academic stressor is bad experiences with student support services. Majority of the participants reveal they had bad experiences with student support services. They did not feel comfortable seeking help from their lecturer and still unsure about the resources to seek for help whenever they experience any problem. Even though there is no finding in university students, but similar finding was recorded in study done by Jeru 2016, where perceived support from school was the only significant predictor of acculturative stress among international students. This study also indicated that support service from school is very important to international students in their acculturation process, where it can lower their stress level and help in students' self-adjustment. Financial stressor coming from scholarship endorsement and financial management. Most of the respondents are supporting their educational expenses by themselves, and few of them are financially supported by their own government funding or through university fellowship program. Majority of the respondents agreed that financial management is very crucial. Failure to plan the expenses will lead them to the financial inadequacy, difficulty in concentrating to academic learning, and further lead to the increased level of stress. A good financial management is vital to ensure the survival and living of the international student in Malaysia. However, Malak Kualaluntu and Silan 2011 stated that international students in Malaysia have acknowledged that they have minimal issues with finance in view of the low cost of living in Malaysia, but some cases reported differently due to the vary in money currency. Psychological stressor emerge as one of the factors contribute to the problem. Homesickness, loneliness, safety, and peacefulness, as well as anxiety are among the elements involved in psychological stress, which further lead to poor adjustment of the international student in the host country. This is stated by Asmawati et al., Yi and Hanafiah Ahari et al. This aspect cannot be taken lightly as it will affect the overall psychological well-being of the student and further disturb student mental health and academic performance. Study among Asian Indian students in the United States revealed that homesickness and loneliness are negatively influence academic performance. This is done by the Tokov et al. 2010. Based on this study, language stressor contribute to communication barrier and lack of confidence in verbal skill. Majority of the participants involved in the study have poor competency in Malay language. This issue lead to the lack of confidence in verbal skill in international students and emerging communication barrier. Due to the importance of Malay proficiency in order to communicate with the local during fieldwork and trip and daily living deals. According to Xiaoping et al. 2015, language barrier could affect the students' academic learning, participation in different events, and cultural understanding in host countries. whereby Desa et al. 2012 revealed that students' degree of proficiency in the host country language may cause them difficulty whenever they need to manage unexpected issues happen. The last theme was sociocultural stressor. It emerged from cross-cultural friendship and food incompatibilities. Most participants had a mixed experience in establishing cross-cultural relationship with Malaysian students. Half of them felt that Malaysian students are friendly, helpful, and warm in their friendship with them. Meanwhile, half of them found that it is difficult to create a cross-cultural relationship with Malaysian students. This phenomena can be explained by the fact that Malaysian cultural values of shyness, constrained display of emotion, respect for others, and a collectivistic standard of living which might be incorrectly perceived as unfriendly by international students, and further lead to communication challenge. This is done by Mahmood et al. 2012. While the food incompatibilities show that the living condition attributed by climate, eating habit, housing condition, the way of transportation, and other factors can influence acculturative stress among international students in a host country. This came from Villela et al. 2014, Yi and Hanafiah 2018. As a conclusion, the study able to capture students' pure opinion and emotion regarding their experiences through exploratory approach in qualitative study. The finding indicated that international students often encountered with several stressors throughout their academic years in Malaysia. This research complements findings from previous quantitative-based studies regarding understanding stress among international students and their implication in student self-adjustment. Thank you so much for your attention. Till we meet again, wassalam.